Alright guys, welcome back. I'm a bit late to the leaks party, but I obviously also wanted to make a video about the new leaks that basically told us we are getting Crystron, the new Crystron support, which consists of Crystron El Esqueletos, Crystron Sulfador, Crystron Tristaros, the inclusion and the cluster, a very good trap card. So Crystron, is this a good one? Is this a bad one? This is definitely a deck that will be playable. We will be looking at some deck construction options here in a moment from the TCG and also from the OCG. In the OCG, it's actually combined with K9 at the moment, which is a new archetype from Justice Hunters, one of these deck building packs, which is definitely something that we will have in the game, but this will take a while. So if you wanted to play Crystron K9, then you will definitely have to be a bit on the more resourceful side. You will have to wait. Other than that, we are playing it here in the TCG together with the Horror Stuff, together with Kashtira. This is like a synchro deck. You can use the synchros together with Kashtira to go into the synchro 9s, for example, the Crystron Carrier Gundrux, which is one of the ultra rares that we will need. The cool thing about Crystron is that at the moment there's only the Carrier Gundrux, the ultra rare, which if this card is synchro summoned, you can target monsters your opponent controls and or in the graveyard up to the number of synchro monsters used for this synchro summon of this card, which is 2 or 3, and banish them. A very strong card, very strong boss monster. Then Haki Fibrex obviously is forbidden, but you can see that all of the other cards that we have right now from the Crystron archetype are either rare, super rares, or normals, which is super nice because at the moment it is quite cheap. We can also see that they are playing the Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is one of the end boss monsters. This is also an ultra rare, and then we are playing Dawn Dragster as well as our Cherubini, because Cherubini can dump Smyger or other cards, which Smyger starts our place by getting us into our inclusion, the new spell card here. So we will have to invest into some ultra rares. You might already have something like this Cyber Dragon Infinity or Dawn Dragster, because these are, I would say, like semi-tech cards or semi-stable cards for the extra deck. Same goes for the Cherubini here. Those are cards that you could have, something like the Mecha Phantom Beast Draco's deck that you can make with the Kashtiras. You could also have already, but this could either be or will either be a very cheap deck or it will be very expensive. Obviously, if you play this with Horus, then you will play stuff like the number 90 Galaxy Ice Photon Lord or the Zombie Vampire that enables you to mill stuff to the graveyard, because in the graveyard you can banish the Crystron cards to basically gain advantage. You have this Neuron, the Crystron Tristaros, which is definitely one of the craziest cards ever. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can special summon one Crystron monster from your deck except Tristaros. Then immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using, or one machine monster using monsters you control, including that monster. So this is basically, you normal summon this or special summon this, and then you say to your opponent, okay, if you want to activate anything, a hand trap, anything, I can chain my Tristaros and basically make a synchro summon happen, dodge the interruption. If I use the Tristaros, for example, a very nice card that basically makes it harder for your opponent to use any form of interruption. So really, really strong. The trap is also great. Crystal cards you control cannot be banished by your opponent's card effects, which is kind of nice. Then you keep the resources in your graveyard. You can target one face-up card on the field, or you can target 2 if you control a Crystron Synchro monster, which is very likely. Shuffle 1 Crystron card from your graveyard or banishment, so resource recycling into the deck, except this one, and if you do destroy the targeted card or cards. So you can destroy 2 cards, which is already very good in this game and will be nice against Ryziel. You shuffle resources back, and you can also use this every turn since this is a continuous trap card. Very strong, you will be able to search this via your normal combo. So we are looking at the moment, at a cheap deck. But here's the problem when it comes to like the price. You can see that we are playing 2 Tristaros and we are playing 2 Crystron Sulfador as well as 3 inclusion. I'm not quite sure whether we are playing, I think we could also play more. Okay, it's a 2-2 line and 3 once again here. We also have 2-2-3 here. Okay, so I was under the impression that we would play triple Tristaros and then triple Sulfador. We are doing it here in this specific deck list. And here we have the 2-2 line once again, and then we have the 3 inclusion. So this could, depending on what gets the ultra rare text, basically be either a very cheap deck or a very expensive one, because the cards we currently have are quite cheap. We only need 1 Carrion Gandrex, and obviously the Esqueletos will be an ultra rare, the new boss monster. It's a searcher basically. You will need this twice, and then we will see what else will be an ultra rare, probably the inclusion. And if we are unlucky, so obviously the most unlucky thing would be if Tristaros as well as Sulfador inclusion, and Illuskeletos get ultra rare text. Basically, I don't really think so. I guess we will get the Illuskeletos ultra rare, we'll get inclusion ultra rare, and then maybe one of these two here. So we might look at, if you don't have anything of the like extra deck monsters, we might look at something like 10 ultra rares that you might want to invest in this. But then once again, we also have to take a look at what else is coming in the next pack, because there's still something missing here. We are getting the Mimighouls, which is a lot of cards. Mimighouls are a lot of cards. You can see the Crystron package is basically small. There are only 5 cards in this, and then we have the Mimighoul cards, which I'm assuming we get all of them, so this would be quite a lot. These are 14 cards. So then the question remains, what else is coming in this pack? Will we get, as I talked about, Rhyzier, which would also be a lot of cards? We could only get the first wave, obviously, or we get something like Malice, which once again a lot of cards. Once again, we could only get the first wave. So I'm not quite sure. I don't really see Konami giving us another new archetype. When we get the Mimighoul stuff, we get the Crystron stuff, and then we will most likely get another support archetype, maybe the 6 Samurai stuff. I'm not quite sure. If that would be the case, then I think that the pack is quite nice. The Crystron cards are definitely strong, and as you have seen here by looking at the OCG, we also have the opportunity to play the Crystron cards in the future. In this case, together with the K9 cards. I think the K9 cards are also combined with the new Vanquish Soul cards. So K9 could definitely be an archetype worth investing in the future. Obviously, we are not there right now, but you can see right here the K9 Crystron is being played quite a lot. So very nice. I think that Crystron will be a good investment for now and in the future as well. And depending on what else gets put in this pack, if we get Rhyzier, if we get Malice, this could be a crazy pack. But if we don't get these cards, then it might also be okay. Take a look at the new update we have gotten today. Then decide what you want to invest in. I would say if you're clever, you just hold your resources. Don't invest heavily into the branded Despair Secret Pack like I did, but I'm also a streamer, I guess. So hold your resources at least until we know what's the last archetype coming in the next pack. Because if it is something like Rhyzier or Malice, that will be a great pack to invest your resources into. And yeah, if we only get the Crystron, then this is still a good pack with an impactful archetype, Crystron. And you will have to decide for yourself whether you want to play this. I think from an artwork perspective, I really like these cards. They are looking quite cool, but obviously there's something you have to decide for yourself. I think that artwork also plays a big role. We can see that Tristoros, for example, looks like Crystron Hulky Firex, which some people were speculating about this coming back. I don't think this will happen, but this would be very, very interesting. Obviously a good card for the Crystron archetype, but also a good card in general, which is why this is basically forbidden in every format. These are the leaks. We have already gotten them. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Are you hyped for Crystron? Is this something that you will be looking for? Let me know in the comments, and also check out the latest video where I talk about the new packs, the new deck that we have gotten in the new update, and I give you a recommendation on whether you should buy them or not, or what you should buy or not. Thanks for being here. We will see each other in the next one.